Irgendwie eine Connection, die uns noch irgendwie immer wieder zusammenbricht.
Looks good.
Okay. Hello and welcome. This is episode number 55 of the VCD Roundtable. And on today's agenda, we have on one hand the VMware Explore end of August and VCD 10611. So, but before we get into that, let's start with a quick introduction. Matthias.
Yeah, hello, welcome from sunny Vienna. Finally sunny weather instead of just rain and clouds. Sasha.
Yeah, hello and welcome from Dubai, working a bit from the Middle East. And welcome to our roundtable.
Good. Then my name is Yves Seinfort. I'm actually sitting in Germany as an exception for now. And before we head into the Explore topics, all the things we are going to do, we are expecting from Broadcom. VCD 10611 was released. Who dig first of you two guys into the release notes?
I wrote, no, just kidding. So 10611 is, I would say, an important release because it fixes many really minor issues and glitches. So some are just user interface issues or just the UI not working as expected, like hidden safe buttons and stuff. And other fixes are quite huge. I just remind everybody of the edge gateway, firewall, policy, statefulness issue. So that's fixed. That's something I've already tested. And the stateful feature of the edge gateway firewall functionality is now working as expected. And that's great news.
Yes, as Matthias mentioned, a lot of fixes, resolved issues now in 10.6.1.1. So we need to check the complete ticket database and what we can solve now with the updates. Additional to that, important for you to know if you're using the VMware Marketplace from Cloud Director, the URL changed. So take a look there if you want to use it in the future. So that's automatically changed with 10.6.1.1. And if you have problems with the marketplace in older versions, so take a look there and change the URL. You're muted.
Wrong button. Are we expecting this to be the last release before VCF 9?
No, we got a clear message in different meetings that there will be another release for supporting VCF 9. So 10.7 should be the name. And with that, you can integrate VCF 9. So other than that, there are also a lot of known issues in the release notes. So, and as the end of support date was moved to October 2027, I expect that we will see a few more updates of Cloud Director in the next months and years.
We will see. We will see. Good. So that is VCD, because we still don't really know, even though you see everywhere on the net bubble up little bits and pieces around the VCF 9 storyline, which is about to come out in the next couple of weeks. But we still don't know how the new Cloud Director replacement is really going to look like. So that's going to be maybe something, and that's a perfect handover. Something we might get to know more about during VMware Explore. I think this year Explore is going to be interesting. Last year was the first year under Broadcom. This year was the new concept of only having one major conference and then additional pop-up events in the different cities. I think we are going to see a different approach to the trade show. The other interesting piece is going to be is like how many people from Europe are going to come and join Explore, because the last few years Explore did not necessarily overlap with holidays, but due to late Easter and everything else this year, it's basically nearly every European country is in summer holidays during Explore. So it's going to be interesting how that affects people willing to travel or not to travel. Plus, all the expense costs in the US are through the roof at the moment. So, but other than that, I think it's important for service providers to be there, because that is, especially for those who are not in the one-on-one pinnacle rounds with Broadcom, I think this is your place to get news around VCF, around all the other bits and pieces, and also what the future of CSP programs and stuff like that is going to look like.
Yes.
Anything?
Yeah. So from what we saw, it's a complete different concept now. So yeah, it's more or less only from Monday to Wednesday. So Thursday is only batch pickup at registration is open, and the pre-exam breakfast and the certification exam center is open until 11, but that's it. There are no breakout sessions or anything else, no hub. Yeah, also the hub was not last year, but yeah, no breakout sessions on Thursday, so it's only Monday to Wednesday. But I really see the benefits of this big event in Las Vegas this year, because yeah, there are these pop-up events or these local events, but I don't expect that we get all the content, all the different people, or so much people like we have together in Las Vegas, that we will see these people in the local events.
I think overall, it's like, I mean, yes, Thursday is, as you said, is not going to be primary conference. It feels currently like that they are arranging a lot of the other content, like the night stay. There seems to be some of the partner stuff being moved to Thursday now as well. So things which they normally had in the Monday part are seeming to be spread across Monday and Thursday now. The official main keynote is still Tuesday morning, as far as I have understood yet, because we got already the message that we shouldn't do any meetings during that time. So that is typically a pretty good sign that that is actually, from an agenda perspective, pretty stable. And so we can actually, or that seems to be good. We will do our usual storyline. So Sunday evening is going to be Convision and Friends dinner. Invites are going to go out hopefully next week. For those who have been there in the last 2 years, they will automatically get an invite. But the registration page, if you want to try to register yourself, is open. So you can actually register yourself there. Priority is to those who have been there in the years before, and then we will fill the remaining spots. And Monday evening, we are going to have a poker tournament again. Our famous poker player, Fabian, is going to join us. So expectations are pretty high. Your chances to win are higher as well. So that's going to be an interesting storyline. And we will have some meeting space. So if you want to meet up with us, ping Sasha, ping myself, ping Fabian. Alara is going to be there as well, as far as I heard. So there is a few people are going to be there, most likely. We are going to have interview sessions there again. So there will be quite a bit going on. So if you want to meet up, ping us early so that we can ensure that we get you on the schedule. Any product expectations, Matthias, from Explore? Anything big you're expecting to come up?
Yeah, but I think I'm not allowed to say I'm expecting VCF 9.1, but
There was a rumor once, but
um,
as the VCF 9 release day slips further back, I have the feeling that that's going to be a bit
no.
short.
So honestly, I don't have any big expectations this year. So VCF 9 is the big story for 2025. Maybe also for 26. Even if VCF 9.1 and or 9.x will be released in the nearer or far future, that's the big topic this year, next year. I think Broadcom is going to focus to actually bring VCF 9 to the market, start coming up with migration scenarios, migration paths, introduce. I don't think there will be many new features. It's just a new fancy UI. But honestly speaking, all the stuff which is around the corner is still possible with the current product line. It's more like build it yourself, but it's still just some fancy dashboards with the known widgets and stuff. So I don't expect many really fancy stuff, honestly speaking.
However, I would say it really depends on. I mean, we know that you are the API guy. We know that you are more the command line guy. I think the one of the missed features which I heard from VCF customers in the last couple of months was that Broadcom more or less took the cloud interface away, which gave you the ability to see multiple cloud in the VCF instances around the globe and stuff like that. You might not like that, but some people might like these massive dashboards.
Yeah, so that's what you're speaking about is fleet management, to just manage the whole infrastructure. Yes, that's a beginning, but that's what I meant with they need to bring the features to life, and I don't know which features will be there with GA, which features will show up in one after next minor releases. Let's call it a feature update release or bug fix release, whatever.
I think it's important now for Broadcom to bring in stable release. Maybe not all features packed in the first version and getting in problems with every single product and combination. So step by step, I think that's a good way. Bring the basics inside and then going step by step to bring new features. So the plan and the agenda roadmap looks, from my perspective, really good. I hope they clearly focus on the topics the customers need, and not only one or two customer or one or two big customers need in the first place. So
I would say they need to focus on three main areas. Area one is drive consistency, right? It's like currently as a customer with all the different product alignments, call it vSphere, VCF 5.x, VCF 9.x, and all the other stuff. So currently for none of those areas, there is a clear migration path towards 9, and everyone is like jumping hoops and like, I have no idea how to get from A to B. So for the future, I think consistency in the product alignment and upgradability will be key. The second main area, Sasha, as you mentioned, is stability. So customers need to be able to trust that the VCF platform Broadcom provides is a trusted and stable and working platform and does not feel like a lab environment. Like it might work, but it can break, whatever. That's with some VCF releases, like, oh yeah, it's not working anymore. So oops. So stability is key. And the third one is functionality. Like focus on consumption and enable customers consume the private cloud features as they are thought to be consumed and make it easy to use. I would say these are the three main areas they should focus on. It's not about a itsy bitsy tiny feature somewhere solving the use case of two big companies. That's not what the mass is looking for.
But let's face it, vSphere, when we look back in reality, remember how long we told customers, especially service providers, to wait, to not move to vSphere 7 after 6.7 being a very, very stable release. And we had the same for vSphere 8. So we can't say that we were on the advocate side for customers to immediately jump onto the new releases. I think the more important part with it is that people understand that VCF 9 is going to be a shift in how certain items are going to be addressed. And with that shift on how certain processes and procedures are going to be addressed, when we look at it, for example, like a resource pool cluster structure and stuff like that, it's definitely good to have, let's say, a development engineering team look at VCF 9 from day one, especially if you are a highly automated company, because as Broadcom promised API compatibility, we all know how well API compatibility typically goes along. So from that perspective, I can only encourage customers to start early, because my expectation is that that compatibility is going to be a hell of a lot of work. Good. Okay. So we expect everybody to show up for Explore, show up for our poker tournament. We want to beat the number from last year. So we'll have more attendees than last year. We hope that we get many of you to actually talk to about what's your feeling. Know that by then people have first touches to VCF 9 and the first idea about it and stuff like that. So if you are interested, we will also host a live recording of the VCD Roundtable from Explore. So if you are interested, ping us up front so that you can participate in a lively and interesting discussion around VCF and how it's going to affect the VCD CSP space and how this is going to be. Next episode, I think, is going to be all around VCF version 9, as we are expecting to be ready to talk about VCF 9 by then, which is going to be recorded in 2 weeks' time. So somewhere between now and in 2 weeks, we are pretty confident you might get VCF 9, or at least then we are allowed to talk about it. So that's the next storyline. And then anything to add, Sasha, before we
Yes, keep in mind, so there is the early bird pricing for the full conference pass. So that's also special this year or new this year. So you can buy a full conference pass like you know it from the years before. You get a t-shirt and backpack and meals and the party, everything is included. Or you can go with an essentials pack. So in the essentials, you only have the sessions. You can access the meeting center, the hub, and you are not able to schedule sessions, so you can stay there on access, and if there are free places, you can join the different sessions, so that's different. And if you want to take an exam or if you want to join the party, you need to buy an add-on. And there is the only meeting plus pass where you can say, hey, I only want to join the general session and go to the meeting center and the hub. So that's then for $695 US instead of the official price for the full event from 1,995. So yeah, you have a lot of options now.
I think it's going to be interesting in the end how many people are going to pick which ticket class if we ever get the numbers, because they said before they are going to stop selling the the pure meeting passes. So I think they had a head count in mind. It seems like that either not that many people at all are going to show up, or it's many people are really coming for the sessions. So we will see. We will figure out. Matthias, any closing statements?
That was quick. Actually, no. I'm looking forward to the next roundtable when we focus on the more technical side of things.
Good. Then I would say that's it for today. It was a rather short episode today. We are going to come back in 2 weeks' time with either a VCF9 release or at least enough to cover around VCF9. And then some more news around VCD, a roundtable at Explore, and what we are going to do at Explore from that perspective. And hope to see you soon. And thank you for joining.
See you.
Bye.